All right, we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Live in the hood. Let's see how this is working out. Start shouting this out. Live futures trading. Live NQ futures trading. Hold on, let me check if everything's working. We are live. Okay, everything's good. Everything's good. Shouting this out. We live. We are live. Let's go live on. All right, let's go live on Twitter. Live on Twitter. Hold on, why is this not working again? Live on Kick. And then we will start to go live on Twitch. All right, now live. Live on every platform. All is good in the hood. All is good in the hood. Live on Twitter now. Cool. What's up, Daniel? How we doing? Gonna give it a couple minutes. Let more people join. Post this on Instagram as well. 1 second. Story. Instagram. We good other than a ban. Yeah, that one's a bit difficult. That one's gonna be difficult to navigate through. Gonna be fairly difficult to navigate through, but that's the risk you take with trading prop firms. They'll find every single reason to deny your payout. Not good at all. Posted that. Let's see. Let's see if the Kick stream is working. Right, Twitch is working. Kick is working. Everything seems good to go. True was BE plus some on it, so all good. Yeah, that's good. As long as you didn't lose, your total payouts is still higher than your total expenses, then it's fine. But that's most of the time that's going to be the case anyway. Otherwise, the prop firm won't ban you. They're not going to ban someone who spent more on prop firms and gotten less payouts than the amount they spend on prop firms, Yeah. So yeah, most of the time when you get banned, you're going to be in break even or profit, hopefully. Right, so let's make sure this is all posted. All right, all good. Give it a couple more minutes for a few more people to join, and then we'll break down what I am currently seeing today. Right, had a really nice trade yesterday. Current market, let's see where the current market is playing at. We are coming back into yesterday's, where is it? 29327. So we're actually above yesterday's value area high at the moment. Playing somewhere around here. 29327. So there's going to be a gap, a regular trading hour gap from this to this high over here. Let's see. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes and then we'll start breaking down today's trade. I mean today's session and what I'm currently thinking. We have no news today either, so it might be probably a slow session. But let's see. 29327 is around 29327 is pretty much around Friday's naked value area, so that might be an issue. But for now, here's what I am currently thinking. So volume profile. Always starting with my volume profile. This is the bread and butter. This is the holy source, holy grail of narrative building. Broken below this balance range, retest. Responsive buyers obviously stepped in here and we retested this overall balance range. However, they are unable to follow through. Buyers are unable to follow through and bring price back inside our previous initial balance. And as a result, you know, aggressive buyers got to absorb at these highs as indicated from these low volume nodes. Value was still building lower. So, you know, going into yesterday, that's why I had that bearish narrative. And we're currently playing, well, not currently, but from what you are currently seeing with just the regular trading hours, with the regular trading hours chart, we are below Friday's value area low. So, you know, if I didn't look at electronic trading hours or extended trading hours, I would assume that we are going to continue lower. However, current market prices are at around 29327, which is around there. So we're coming into Friday's naked value area. Now the problem becomes whether we can break above Friday's value area high or break below Friday's value area low. If we can't break, you know, below or higher, then we're going to stay within a balanced state of delivery inside Friday's naked value area. It's as simple as that, right? That is what you're going to most likely stay in. If we fail to break below the low and the highs above here. So now this is where you want to be really selective for today's trading. If you look at, let's check Forex Factory. We do have, it's not really like, it's still a red folder tomorrow. Core PCE price index, but it's not like a significant one like CPI or whatever. So, you know, there is still a good chance that we break out of Friday's value area low or Friday's value area high, rather than consolidate and then have that large expansion going into tomorrow. So that is what I am currently anticipating. Narrative is a bit, it's bullish. I am bullish. I think we do come back into this initial balance range, but for now, let's see what the market does, because we're still playing within the value area on Friday. So, you know, you can't tell for sure, but we are above yesterday's value area high. So clearly sellers and buyers weren't satisfied with the prices below here. Now the question becomes whether we could start to find acceptance around this level, and then that would confirm the unacceptance below this level over here. So that is what I am currently viewing. That's what I want to see. But for now, let's drag this back. Let's wait for market open and then see what we get. Let's wait for market open and see what we get. Bitrate should all be good. Quality should be good. Nice. Right, so this is yesterday's value error. I mean, this is the naked value error from Friday. If I mark 29,200 as well, just in case we come back down to it. Oh yeah, I did. Oh wait, yeah, this is yesterday's value error. And then let me mark out Friday's value area, naked value area levels as well. So 29,300. And then we have 2942. So let me move this up a bit. 29,425. And 29. So that one right there. And then to not confuse you guys, let's make this yellow. yellow, and yellow. Right, so the yellow lines are Friday's naked value area. Blue lines is yesterday's naked value area. The chart isn't moving yet because this is regular trading. This is regular trading hours. So once the market bell happens, then you will start to see movement with this chart. But for now, let's wait and see what the market provides us. How are we all doing today on this fine day? Fine sunny day outside. Not sure about you guys, but it's sunny out here. Fine sunny day. Summer's ending soon. We should get faster price action. You know, yesterday was a hint of that. Ideally, as we approach the end of the year, I just want to see imbalanced states of delivery, fast price movements. Don't really want to see price mess around and stay in a balanced range and just consolidate from a low to high, high to low. Okay, 2.5 minutes until market open. Let me get my Trader 8 stuff ready. Trader 8, Trader 8, Trader 8, Trader 8, Trader 8, Trader 8, Trader 8. Alright, we're good. Gonna be making sure to look at the candles as well on Ninja Trader. I still have to cross-check all of these candles. Extra charts hasn't fixed the issue yet. Which is really bad, but one and a half more minutes until market open. And let's hopefully have a good trading session. And if you're trading, trade safe. Trade safe. Today seems like a proper today seems like a slightly dead day though. Let's see what we've gotten so far in terms of Asia session. Yeah, we've had that large expansion higher during Asia, so some might consider that as the expansion for the day, but let's see. Currently playing at around 29,311, so we're approaching Friday's naked value area low now. Probably the question now becomes whether we reject from here and you could look to go long to the volume point of control, or break and retest back into yesterday's value area. Right, those are the two scenarios. And then that would obviously be confirmed with order flow. But yeah, let's see what the market does. 20 more seconds until market opens. Let's see what it gives us. Got my coffee. Got my coffee. All right, let's reload this. And then reload this. Could take a long here if you're aggressive, but I like to wait 10 minutes into the session. But like I said, right, selling aggression, selling absorption. This would mechanically be a long for me. But I like to wait 10 minutes into the session. Let the volatility Can't speak. Volatility. What the fuck? Volatility. Do its thing. Right. Let it settle down. Let the volume get pumped in. And see what the market does. Like I said, would have been a valid long if it wasn't at the New York bell and it was 10 minutes into the New York bell, and then you could look to target volume point control. This is where I would go break even now, or at least move my stops to this value area low. But let's see how price settles down. If you turn on electronic trading hours, then this is what you currently have, right? So pre-session, we were just playing within Friday's naked value area. Had that rejection away from yesterday's value area high. So for those who are just joining us, the blue lines are the yesterday's value area. Yellow line is Friday's naked value area. Right, so that is what you have pre-session, but I don't focus on that. Focus solely on regular trading hours. Okay, no, this is electronic. Change that to regular. Right, you see, rejecting away from Friday's naked value area low. Nothing is random, lads. Nothing is random. Don't really see a trade setup happening right now anyway. Don't have a... yeah, we don't have much happening right now. Once we come into volume point of control, it's hands off, hands off. It's a single level where there was most balance between buyers and sellers on Friday. So there's a good chance we just start to consolidate our volume point of control. Hence why if you took a long here, your TP would have been at the volume point of control. That would have been a logical take profit point. Volume point of control, use it as target rather than as rejection levels or key levels to play trades off. And yeah. This one's probably going to play out really nicely as well. It's textbook, right? Textbook value area low rejection. Above VWAP, cumulative volume delta is positive. You know, it's textbook. It's just that I haven't had good success with trading before 10 minutes into the session or into New York Bell. So I tend to, I still stay out of it. But might have to test it and see if anything has changed since then. Not much volume is kicking in today. Usually you would see hella bubbles at the expansion leg at 9:30, but doesn't seem like there's much happening at the moment. Coming into volume point control, low probability, nothing there. But yeah, would have been a decent long if it happened within my timings. Gonna probably test it out and see. Better to keep your rules than win one trade. Yeah, exactly. I've had this rule for about 2-3 months now. But I think I'll test it again and see. because there's been a lot of refinements to my edge since then, since the past 3 months. So I don't know, some stuff might have changed if you was to enter like right off of New York Bell Open. And I've seen a lot of times it does work out recently. You just have to have the correct levels. Hello, boss. Hello, Ayush. How are you doing? So now you have this level to look out for. Why is it not working? You have this level to look out for. And then whenever a high gets implemented in, then you have that range low. But yeah. There was a nice short yesterday. That we took. Broken below this range low. Like, if you guys haven't seen a trade recap, I would highly check it out on my YouTube. I sent it in the YouTube. If you're my students, I'll do a different one, and that should be out soon. That one we'll go into much more detail. But yeah, so we're broken below this level. Yesterday we were in an imbalanced state of delivery below Friday's value error low. So this was Monday. This is Monday's price action, aka yesterday's price action. We were below Friday's value error low, so you're in an imbalanced state of delivery where you would anticipate for large expansions. And that is what you pretty much had here. So I was just looking to capitalize on range low breakout plays. So once we've broken out of this passive buying level, we had aggressive buying absorption here, entered the entry, above here, and then just rode the move lower. So that was a really nice trade yesterday, and then pretty much towards the end of the session, we kind of just died down, and that was where I started to stop trading. So around 10:20, somewhere around there, I started to stop trading. But looking back, there was a nice opportunity here. You had that break above the internal level, and this is where you would look for the retest. No entries here, no entries here. If there was an aggressive selling bubble here, then you could look for an entry on the secondary candle, ride it to the highs. So that was the only entry once we've broken out of this range. And yeah, in hindsight, looks pretty good. Right now, current price action, we are playing within Friday's value area. So for those who have just joined the live stream, this is what I'm talking about. Right, playing above yesterday's value area high, but we are now coming into the naked value area over here. So same characteristics. This was just Friday's value area. You're going to expect two-sided price delivery. Let's see. Also passed a couple batches of prop firms yesterday as well. So should be getting some payout soon as well. Just been focused on personal for like the past 6 months and really compounding that. So haven't been trading prop firms properly until recently. But yeah, passed a few again and pretty much guaranteed a payout. So I'll post that when I get it. August hasn't been a worst month to be honest. It's just been really boring to trade. But, it's still been a profitable month. We're still in the green. Obviously, trades that move faster are much more entertaining. Let's shift this now. Gritty said, I want to see a break below 29,300 and retest down to 29. Yeah, that is what I would look for as well. If we break below this level, that is what I would look for as well. Yeah, but I'm also eyeing around 29,485. 29,485 is also a potential level that price could gravitate to. We're pretty much in the middle of two large balanced ranges. I don't want entertainment, I want money. Yeah, of course. I've been trading for so long now that everything is just mediocre. Like everything is just the same. It feels the same. I'll be honest, I genuinely don't find trading fun anymore. So the little things really, you know, spices it up some every now and then. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Oops. Whoa. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I think right now we're just gonna have rotational plays around here. Let's see if I had this. Yeah, no confirmation there. If I had aggressive selling absorption, then you could have looked for a retest play and then target volume point of control again, but there's nothing here. No confirmation. This isn't something you want to be entertaining currently. Right, when you look at CVD as well, it's pretty flat. It's pretty flat. Yeah, it is. The range is tight. Because like when you have let's say you have an entry here on usual confirmation, it's not so tight compared to like yesterday's range, but you know, your next resistance level is going to be volume point of control. So you ideally want to target that. And that's only about, you know, 1R. The best type of plays will always be when the distance to your next resistance or like support level is much larger than your original take profit. Divergence between CVD and price. Yeah, there is a divergence. But, you know, you're always going to get divergences. This happens off of a random ass level. There's no level here, in my opinion. So I wouldn't, you know, pay too much attention to it. And also, when you're looking at divergences with CVD, you also need to take into account the overall picture. Right, don't make that mistake of just seeing a divergence and taking a trade instantly. But yeah. Yesterday's range. Right, there were some nice rotational plays. But the distance wasn't good. Like this had a nice setup, but then if you entered here, you know, it's only 1R. Of course, in hindsight, it does work out. But it isn't going to be as high probability as if, imagine your range low was down here and then you have a setup here. Right, even if you target the same risk to reward, this has a much greater chance of hitting because the next level of resistance is pretty much nearly 100 points away. As opposed to this one, where you enter here and then your next level of resistance is like pretty much 30, 40 points away. So yeah, that is what I mean when I say like, you always want to give the most room for your take profit to breathe. Right now, we're just playing around VWAP. The market isn't doing much. CVD is pretty flat, in my opinion. Even though we've created a higher high here and a lower high here, it didn't happen off of a key level, so it's insignificant. Let's look at what M12 is showing. Yeah, I mean, M12 CVD is bullish. CVD is bullish at the moment with M12. Right, you can see from the footprint bars. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you should be able to. You can see from the footprint bar statistics, Delta is positive. Delta is leaning positive. So aggressive buyers are clearly in control within these overall candles here. So until we actually break out the range, you can't tell for sure. But because aggressive buyers are in control, you could start to anticipate a breakout to the upside. Unless sellers take back control. And that is how I would view it. Right, you see how that divergence doesn't really work out, even though you've had a higher high here and a lower high here. It's because it didn't happen off of a key level. So, you know, there's no significance to it. If this happened below here at the value area low again, then I would have taken a long. And then just accepted, like, you know, 1R trade. But yeah, that didn't happen. So there's no setups there. And also, don't get mixed up, because a lot of, if you watch a lot of my streams and the way I take trades, I also like to do VWAP break and retest, because I treat VWAP as an internal level. But when it's not so clear like this. When VWAP is just being used as like a magnet for consolidation, and this is, you know, you've had a high up here that is staying protected, I wouldn't take this break and retest. Right, there's nothing clear there. Aggressive buying absorption again over here. You know, passive sellers are protecting this level for whatever reason, but passive buyers are also protecting this level. So you're pretty much playing within an even tighter range now, right? You're playing within this range, within your value area. If this range, if the value area was much larger and you're playing inside of a range like this, then there's trade opportunities. If you know, get that break, you could target the value area high, or if you get the break below, you could target the value area low. But because the distance wise from this value area to this value area high isn't that much, and there's a pretty tight range, you know, there's no trades there. And then as you approach volume point of control, I could guarantee you're going to get that. And if it doesn't, then, you know, I'm ending the stream. But yeah, my hit rate for anticipating consolidation and consolidated type of moves is pretty 100%. 100% strike rate. The only thing that could potentially, the only thing that holds back a consolidation is the CVD right now, and the total aggressive buyers with M12. You know, each footprint bar statistic is printing a much higher positive number, which means aggressive buyers are clearly in control within this overall range, and you could tell from CVD anyway. So it's only a matter of time before we break above, I think, if they are able to maintain control. If they don't maintain control, then obviously you're going to get that movement lower, even if you get buying absorption at the highs. I mean, even if you get a selling absorption at the lows. I'm gonna get slow movements around here. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Has everyone taken trades yet? Anyone want to share some profits that they've taken? Right, but like I said, if it wasn't 10 minutes into the session, mechanically speaking, this would have been a nice trade. Rejection off of value area low, target volume point control. Or you would have been trailed out for like somewhere around here if you was aggressive with your trail. I don't have a Chart Fanatics stream tomorrow, so let me know if you guys want me to stream tomorrow. I might. I don't know. Not sure yet. Just let me know. But Thursday stream is still on. Remember, I stream every Tuesday and Thursday. Tomorrow I might stream. Not quite sure yet. Just let me know if you guys want another stream tomorrow. But I am planning to start streaming on Wednesday, New York PM session. Yes. Gonna start streaming Wednesday New York PM session as well in the future, maybe like next week or in 2 weeks. Just need to sort a couple things out and then we'll see. Right, like I said, aggressive buyers are holding control here. If we get a break above value area high, then you could look to go long into, let me see what targets we have. Because we have a large balance range over here where you could use this target. But it's too big of a range. Like, I think, yeah, you would try, yeah, I would use 29,500 as the next target. Yeah, 29,500 or 29,490 as the next target. You know, you have pretty much this, it's not a naked value area low anymore, but we still have a low volume node over here, so there's still one-sided price delivery there. But that is if you get that break above Friday's value area high. As you can see, we're starting to consolidate. 100% strike rate with anticipating consolidations. 100% strike rate with anticipating consolidations. You don't get this with normal candlestick charts. Right? If you're just trading normal candlestick charts, normal ICT, SMC, whatever the fuck, you know, you don't get this much data. What I'm doing isn't exactly magical. I'm just seeing more data. Coffee is so shit. Wouldn't take this rejection either, by the way. And I don't use volume point of control as a key level. And I don't recommend you guys do either. Oh. Is that a range chart? Yeah, it is. Right side is 80 range, left side is the 30 seconds. Dude, I can't wait until Extra Charts fixes their shit, so I don't have to, you know, explain all the time. I don't mind explaining, but yeah. Right side is range chart, 80 range, left side is 30 seconds because the big trades don't show properly on the range chart, so I use the 30 seconds time frame because the time frame chart showing big trades isn't broken to cross-check. But yeah, my main thing is the range chart over here, 80 range. Very slow grind higher. Yeah, very slow grind higher. Like even if you're trading the 1 minute, you can see it's really messy. Right, like this is what the 1 minute looks like. Very messy. Very, very messy. If you're trading normal candlesticks, you know, you probably see this market structure break over here and you think price is going to expand higher extremely cleanly, but we have this info. We're inside value area. You're going to get consolidation. Conj FX. Conj FX, but he doesn't trade FX. Kanj FX, but he doesn't trade FX. Broken below VWAP now. You know, in hindsight, right? In hindsight, this did look like a good rejection to go lower off of volume pump control, but trust me, guys, don't let one trade show you that it's good. Oh, you said no. Wait, you said yo. Why does that translate? What the hell? How do I turn off translations in this chat? Anyone know? Anyone know? I might start doing some giveaways, guys. Had a couple of prop firms reach out to me regarding giveaways for my community. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you are in the Discord server. And I'll give away a couple prop accounts. We be ranging for real. We be ranging for real. This is the benefit of trading the OBM model. Right, let me show my stuff. This is the benefit of trading the OBM model. You have clear ranges, anything in between, low probability. You're not entertaining anything in between, right? If you see price action like this, without true... Okay, we can't drop. Let's see. What actually is the difference between range charts and interval? Range, so if you look at each candle, you could see they are similar size. Exo charts is a bit fucked with their range charts, so it's not so clean. But you could see from the low to the high. So I have my range set at 80, which is 80 ticks, 4 ticks in 1 point. So each candle from the low to the high doesn't close until it reaches it, until it covers 20 points. So by using a range chart, especially if you're trading order flow, you remove the time aspect of each individual candles, or the time variable. So the variables for the big trades just become much more significant. Whereas interval, obviously it opens and closes based on the interval time frame that you're trading. So you can see like most of these ranges, most of these candles are going to be the same size. Of course, when you have like a really large dump, a lot of platforms, if they are shit, extra charts, then, you know, sometimes you get 2 candles in one, and then the distance is like 40 points. But if it's a good platform, like for example, Ninja Trader, most of these candles, 99% is going to be however range you set it. So 80 ticks from the high to the low or low to the high. Sweep value area low and ride it back up. Ideally, if we do get absorption, but let's see. Yeah, if you look at M12 over here, I would actually be favoring shorts now, because these aggressive buyers were absorbed. Okay, wait, let me go back. Yeah, this I don't use this as an absorption candle, by the way. Don't get mistaken. If a large aggressive seller occurred and the candle actually closes in the direction of that aggressive seller, which is in this case bearish, I don't really count it as like an immediate absorption. If we obviously continue higher, then they do get trapped, right? But it's not really an entry model for me. It's not a valid entry model. I want to see immediate absorption. So if you have aggressive selling here and the candle closes bullish within the same candle, then that is your absorption. That's your highest probability absorption. For now, there's no setups for me. Matter of fact, aggressive buyers are starting to get absorbed here. So let's see. Because of the current conditions we're in, and we're not in an imbalanced state of delivery anymore on a higher time frame. We've came back into between 2 balanced ranges. I would wait for a break and retest rather than just enter off of one single candle absorption like how I did yesterday. So yeah, let's wait for a break and retest. We can retest. Ideally, we close below this level, because despite this being Friday's value area low, during today's session, this was where passive buyers were actually present. A lot of overlapping levels here. We have 29,300 Friday's value area low, and then we have this passive buying protection level from about the opening bell. So this is going to be significant. I would hold back on. Let me see. If this candle closes bullish, mechanically it's a good long. If it closes bullish, but my targets would either be small, or I would just hold back on longs for now, simply because of what I've seen on M12. So I'm using M12 to do my thing. Hi Hugh, do you know order flow tools for free? No. There's no order flow tools for free unless you're watching like a YouTube live stream. I know a couple of guys, they stream they stream the price chart with delta clusters and stuff for free. Or the closest thing you can get to free is some prop firms, my funded futures. You can buy a challenge with them, and then they would give you and then you could access deep charts with the challenge credentials. You could get that for free in that sense. But I think you still have to buy the DX feed data or rhythmic data. How's it going, Marlo? Yeah, so no long setup there. Well, I think we're going to get a very large battle order here because of the overlapping levels. Yeah, like with order flow platforms, it's either going to be cheap, and cheap being $30-40 a month still, or yeah, that's the lowest. you're not. It's not going to be free completely. It's pretty much impossible. Let's see. I want to see a proper break now. Large aggressive selling. So we've had that break. I'm looking for a retest. We do have buying absorption here, but whatever. If this candle closes bearish, I am looking to enter. I would look to enter. With my stops around value area low. If it closes bullish, then I'm fucking off. I don't want to entertain this. Yeah, there we go. Retest here would be good. Yeah, I mean, within this candle, we had large aggressive buyers. So if this candle closes bearish, then I would have entered there. But let's see. Now I want to see this level break. If we were to continue lower, I wouldn't necessarily be looking for shorts at the moment because cumulative volume delta is extremely negative. CVD is extremely negative, and if you look at the majority of these of the delta, the total delta within each individual candle, it's negative. So aggressive sellers are clearly in control. Even if they get absorbed here, if aggressive buyers are unable to follow through and turn, CVD to flip bullish, then longs aren't really high probability for me. But let's see. That could always change. If the candle closes bearish, looking for a short. Would be looking for a short. Just waiting for it. Always wait for candle closures, guys. Right, gonna enter here. And let's see. It's pretty... The only thing that's off-putting about this is that we're still playing within, this balance range and this balance range. It's in between two balance ranges. That's the only thing that's off-putting. So you're not really in like a large imbalanced state of delivery. But mechanically it's still a setup. But let's see. Yeah. This is the level that has to go. Once we break below this level, we're dumping to 29250. And then 29200s, if depending on how it reacts off of that level. I'm looking for a reversal at 29235. Why 29235? Oh, I'm assuming this high. Right, shaving my stops to this high over here. So this is pretty much half. No? Stops off halved. Gonna shave it even more, actually. Let's see how this candle closes. Let's see how this candle closes, and then we could start to... But yeah, my stops are halved now anyway. So I only have 0.5R on the table. If this candle closes bearish, then I'm going to just go break even. I ideally wanted to see a large dump now. Not looking good. If these sellers We're unable to take price lower. It's not looking good. Not looking too good. Stops are just there. Good morning, good funded. Good morning, good funded. Remember, guys, this isn't financial advice. Don't copy trade me. I'm just telling you what I'm trading. But yeah, so far it's not looking good. These aggressive sellers are getting absorbed here. And, you know, 29250 seems to be holding. All right, like I said, that was going to be the next level of potential support there. Just need to see aggressive sellers take back control here. Don't follow me, guys. I mean, mechanically speaking, this is a good setup. It's just for the reasons I mentioned, we're between this range and we're between this balance range. So this, like, in between these two ranges, is not really, you're not going to get large expansions. But yeah, my stops are trailed now. I'm basically half off the table, half risk. Just need to see this level really break. Like, it's evident here. Aggressive selling, they get absorbed. CVD is flipping bearish now. Yeah, I'm short until 29200s. Prop firms, I'm short until 29240. Personal and a couple other funded accounts are short until 29200s or 29210s. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 29210, 29205. Yeah. If you're looking at yesterday's price action, that is true. Right, even without heat maps and stuff, you could tell that 29235 is going to be somewhat of a significant level. Let's see. If we can't break below this level, then it's GG's. It's GG's for us, guys. They're eating our stop loss for breakfast. If we close bearish here, I'm going break even. I really don't want to see the market come up here. All right, trailing my stops to this high at least, or you would go break even here. Yeah, I'm going break even. Break even now. And ideally, I don't want to see us step back and come up here. I want to see sellers really take control and dump lower now. So break even on this trade. If we revisit this level, it won't be good anyway. Yeah, you should be at break even on this trade if you're even in this. Which hopefully a lot of you aren't. Low key, even if it does hit take profit, because you shouldn't be copy trading me. You shouldn't be copy trading me, guys. If all of us traded this, if all of us shorted with our simulated money, demo money on prop firms, maybe we could have brought price lower. Maybe. All right, out on break even. Yeah, you don't want to, like, when you're in a imbalanced state of delivery, when you're playing like a range breakout, especially value area low or like value area high, you want to see a large dump lower. You don't want to see you don't want to see price do this bullshit. That's never good for, especially when you look at it from a characteristics of a expansion phase. You don't want to see price doing this bullshit. But yeah, if you did copy trade me against my advice, you should be out on break even. For now, doesn't seem like much. Yeah, make sure you like the stream, guys. Like the stream. I need a piss. 1 second. Actually, too much information. No. Even if, you know, dump's lower now, I don't really care. Let's see what we have. Currently have this low is protected, of course. And then value area low would be, well, Friday's value area low would be the next level of resistance. So you pretty much have this two ranges. And now it's a bit of a shithole. I'll be honest, it's a bit of a shithole, guys. The distance to your next levels of support or resistance is extremely small. Juan de Barber. Don't know if I pronounced that right. Reversal is about to happen. It indeed might. It indeed might. Yeah, this was a decent level. If you take a, you can take a break and retest off of this high. Right. But VWAP might be an issue. If you do take a break and retest, then you would look to target what happened there. Your main target would be volume point control, and then you start to trail aggressively at VWAP. That's considering, you know, VWAP is still somewhere at this level. But if we break below this level, it's gonna be an issue. It'll be an issue since if you do a retest, your next level of support is going to be at the value area high from yesterday's session, so it's not very high probability. Like by the time you get that confirmation, you have like 20-30 points, depending on your stop loss. It could work out, but you know, can't say for sure. What prop firm that gives free deep chart? Blue Guardians have deep charts but doesn't give all indicators. Blue Guardians actually reached out to me. Let me see. Yeah, Blue Guardian actually reached out to me, guys. I might be able to give out a couple Blue Guardian accounts, so that's good to know. If they have, yeah, I didn't know they have deep charts. I only knew My Funded Futures had it. Didn't know about Blue Guardians. So, you know, let's see. Could potentially give out some Blue Guardian accounts. Hopefully you guys win that and you could use deep charts for free. But yeah, big trades is a big thing. Big trades is big. You know, if we didn't go break even there, that could have potentially hit 1R. But it is what it is, guys. You don't want to be in this price action when it's like this anyway. Like in hindsight, this one probably would work out. But most of the time, when you have an imbalanced state of delivery, when you're outside of the value area, you want a large dump or a large pump. That is the type of, you know, this is the type of price action you want to see. Right here. Where you just have a large dump lower. You know, we cover pretty much nearly 100 points in a matter of 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Those are the best type of trades you want to be in. You know, don't like the ones yesterday. But when it's like this, where when you entered here, it's been 12 minutes now, and we've moved maybe 40 points, right? It's not good. Right, quick toilet break. Be right back. Right, be right back. Okay, we're back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, this is so wonky. For those who are wondering, I did wash my hands. I did wash my hands. This is so wonky. Yeah, it is. Like I said, bro. Imbalanced state of delivery. You want a large dump. But for the reasons mentioned before we enter this trade, we are playing within Friday's value area, Friday's naked value area, and Monday's value area. So yesterday's value area. So it's a bit clearer when you're on the volume profile. Let me just show you on volume profile. Current price, balance range over here. So Friday's naked value area. And then we have this balance range over here. So even if you do come out of this value area low, which by definition should transition into an imbalanced state of delivery, you're stuck in between two ranges. So it's not the very best. And even if you think of it from like a fractal standpoint, this could be a range high, right? This is range high and this is your range low. The distance between a range high and a range low is, you know, piss all. It's absolutely fuck all. So yeah, that is what would have held back the trade, and it did hold back the trade, as you can see here, which is why we went break even fairly quickly. You always want to trail aggressively, somewhat more aggressively, when you are in an imbalanced state of delivery, because the market shouldn't hit your break even or your trailed stop most of the time, because it should just dump lower or pump higher. And you can see, like, you know, that's exactly what we had here. We just had this freaking fucked price action. So I wouldn't even consider this as the range low. I don't even want to play off of this range low. I would probably just mark this. I would just use the range low on Friday and the range high on Monday as the range. Even though we haven't gone back into this high yet, you're going to see a reaction, especially as it overlaps 29,200 as well. But yeah. Starbucks is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, best to conserve your money in this shit. If it didn't dump immediately, yeah, exactly. You know, and that's the framework behind my model. The main thing with my framework is that it prevents a lot of low probability conditions. Like you could see all of this movement. If you didn't have a proper framework for when to stay out of the market, you're probably just going to take trades here, take, you know, trades here. Fine, you get break even, whatever. Fine, you get break even, whatever. You know, it doesn't run. Take a continuation trade here, get taken out for stop loss. The only like good short would have been from here to this low. But like I said, this isn't even a good short, because in hindsight is a good short, but volume point of control, you don't enter off of volume point of control. But what I'm trying to say is, like, everything in between here is low probability. And we have this framework to provide you with a clear guideline. best to conserve capital, especially if you made money yesterday. You know, I think I'm up 2.5R to 3R already for the week from yesterday's short. So when you have days like this, it's best to just conserve capital. Your number one goal as a trader is to protect capital. Then money comes as a byproduct. You can't make money if you have no money, right? That is the game of trading. You need money to put on the table to make profit. If you blow all your money and you have no more, then you're not going to make money, right? It doesn't just come out of thin air. So yeah, it looks like a really slow grind lower to 29,200. Wait, Gritty, are you not Frank? Gritty 215. Oh, so you are. All right. Yeah, it's the same as we discussed. It's still low R, 1R. 1R for props. Most of the time. Depending on the only time it varies is on evaluations. And that just depends on the risk model that I'm taking with evals. I would long on first touch. However, the only time I don't long on first touch is if the context is bearish. Then I would wait for a second touch. And you could see from M12, large negative delta. Large negative delta. Right? You don't even have to look at these candles alone to tell you that there's large negative delta. We have these aggressive buyers that were absorbed up here. And then from there, aggressive selling initiation just stepped in and brought price lower. So I would be wary of longing straight away off of value error high. And yeah, that is when I would wait for a retest. And you can see the baseline is 0 for cumulative volume delta. And right now we're at minus 1,500. So with the overall session already, aggressive sellers are in control here. Aggressive sellers are in control. But I expect a reaction from it anyway. The question just becomes if the reaction is enough for your take profit. And that is to be decided with the retest. Because I wouldn't enter off of the first initial tap. Oh, I could do a poll. Okay. Should I stream tomorrow NYAM session? Start poll. I'm not streaming with Chart Fanatics tomorrow. So I think I can. I don't know what you guys are seeing. Can you guys see that? Oh, there we go. Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. Aggressive buy stepping in. Not much confirmation there anyway. We don't have large aggressive selling. That gets absorbed, so. You know, we had the direction right, guys. So we did have the direction right. And the risk management was good. It was good. It's just a shame that we had what we had. But the direction was correct. And that's the hard part. So yeah, hopefully you understood why I took this short. And now, yeah. Range high. Range low. Remember, like, it doesn't always have to be exact to the value error low level. Or value error high level. Hold on. This was actually... I think we did tap it. 29207. No matter, we didn't. It's just really close. But yeah, it doesn't always have to be, you know, to the T. Ideally, if it's to the T, it's much better when you have these type of levels. But the whole premise behind these levels is that it just provides you with a general guideline for where you could anticipate passive protection. So if we had aggressive selling absorption here and the market wasn't doing a fuckery and aggressive sellers weren't heavily in control, then you could have taken a long here. Now we have aggressive selling within this candle. If it closes bullish, you're not interested anymore. Because you're entering at the mid-range of the range low to the range high. Sellers are still in heavy control here. Remember, when you get absorption and there's no aggressive follow through, the market isn't going to move. So even though within these candles, we are getting, we were getting, like, let's say this candle closes bullish and these aggressive sellers were absorbed. If aggressive buyers are unable to follow through, as you can see from negative delta on M12, and also CVD is still somewhat negative within these candles, probably obviously not this one, but in total we're still negative, the market is going to have a very hard time moving higher, even if you get absorption of the sellers. So always take that into account. Don't enter off. This is why you don't enter off of absorption only. It doesn't make sense. Absorption just stalls price. It doesn't actually move price. Let's see. Okay, so I'll likely stream tomorrow. Yeah, I'll likely stream tomorrow. Same time as today. Because I'm not streaming with Chart Fanatics tomorrow. I should be on Chart Fanatics again next Wednesday, but we shall see as well. And then if you just join us stream, I would also be streaming on Wednesday New York PM session in a couple weeks. Just need to figure out a couple things. And also make sure you like the stream and join the Discord, because I will be giving away some accounts soon, some prop firm accounts. See, this is a tap. This is a nice touch. Large aggressive selling. CVD is still bearish though. CVD is still bearish. And then if you take a short here, there's no short here. There's no short here. Oh fuck. What happened there? Yeah, now there's definitely no trades. Chat, what was the headline? What was the headline, chat? Let me see. Did Trump tweet something again? I don't have financial headlines up right now. Fuck. Should have brought that up. I've just been informed by the United States Navy that all mines have been removed or detonated from within the international waters off the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has been notified that any ship or boat placing that it's just the same fucking shit. There is no short here. Oh fuck. Yeah, bro, it's the same shit. I don't know why the market is still reacting to this. It literally just the Strait of Hormuz again. And how they have complete control. And how the mines are all removed. Literally the same shit again. And we're still reacting crazy to this. Okay, now I'm gonna let it settle, guys. I'm gonna let it settle. You don't want to fuck around here. Now if you get a break and retest, which is what we had here, you can look to go long. I think the narrative is going to shift a bit. Let's see. Break. I mean, we had a break. Retest, aggressive selling absorption. You could look to go long there. Helped you hit TP. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, if we were all still in this now, that would have been a nice TP hit. Would have been a nice TP. But clearly the market knew what was going on. They knew Trump was going to tweet. So it just shut the fan. Just consolidated. There's really not much here. Don't force anything. Just because you see big candles and large volatility, large expansions, don't force anything, guys. That's the last thing you want to do. Don't feel FOMO. Don't force anything. Just let this price action play out. Let the market settle after pricing it in. And then once you have clear opportunities, then you could start to trade. But for now, just leave that for now. Leave that for now. Fucking guy. This guy tweets like every 1 hour. He has a ghostwriter. I have no political opinion because I'm a fellow Brit, but bring back Biden. The markets were so easy to trade during Biden times. We're hitting TP left and right. Trump times is too much fuckery going on. Too many fuckery going on. When we have large moves like this, the market tends to just die off. You know, you're not gonna... I rarely see another expansion move. You know, you're either gonna get rotational plays or it just completely dies off. Let's see. We still have negative delta here. Large negative delta. Yeah, you don't want to short this either until it breaks at least this level, in my opinion. Because if you short here, if the volume point of control wasn't here, then you could look for a short to the downside. But because we have this volume point of control, there's a good chance we just come back and then consolidate. And even if you get a long here now, like you had a break, you have that retest, I would be wary of longs. Simply because delta is still negative. But let's see if this candle closes bullish. If this candle closes bullish, you can take, yeah, a low risk setup. Low risk, very low risk. But I would be wary. Yeah, longs aren't high probability for me at the moment. this is where risk management comes into play as well. Like, your targets would have to be small. Gonna enter in here, low risk, and just see where that gets me. Right, don't enter this. Don't copy trade this. Don't copy trade this one, guys. Don't copy trade any of my trades. But since you do it anyway, this is the one you don't want to copy trade. Targets at the high, 29 300s. Let's see. This is just a break and retest of a value area high. We'll break this down properly once we're out of it. Is my VWAP in the right place? My VWAP should look like your guys, right? I'm longing until the opposing range high, but I'm going to trade my stops really aggressively here. Yeah, I don't see longs playing out too much because delta is still decreasing. Delta is still decreasing here, guys. Aggressive buyers haven't taken back control. Gonna trail my stops now to this low over here. Basically nearly risk-free. Delta 29,300. Okay, my delta is fucked. So I'm basically risk-free on this, guys. I'm basically risk-free. If you're not risk-free yet, then I don't know. I don't know. Don't copy me, but I'm risk-free. Just want to see aggressive buyers start to step in here. Once we create a higher high with CVD, we should get that pump higher. This would be the next level of potential resistance. And then I'll start to trail much more aggressively on my personal. But yeah, I am break even now. And that is just about nearly out on props. Couple more points. Tease my 1R for props. Props, I still entered on normal risk because it's fucking props, right? But personal, I've reduced the risk a bit. Not the highest A+ setup for me. Especially as after you've had this large volatility. But I call this out. If you get a break and retest off a value area high, then yeah, looking good. Delta has just flipped bullish as well. Okay, I'm out on prop firms. Out of this on prop firms now. Very nice. Personal, I am trailing to... Yeah, personal can just keep it right there. W's in chat. This is going to be the next level of resistance. I'll start to trail to this low as we approach this level, as we come into this level. Still waiting on it though. But for now, stops are still at break even on personal. Out on prop firms. +1 out on prop firms. Break even on personal. My entry was a bit higher. Somewhere around here. If you're not in this trade already, don't FOMO in. And if you are in this trade, because you copy traded me, like a dumbass. Just kidding, not dumbass. I love you guys. But if you did copy trade me, you should be risk-free. You should be break-even. 1R has been hit. So if you're trading prop firms and you're following my strategy, then you should be out on prop firms. If you're trading personal or you're trading, a higher risk to reward, you should be break-even here. tease my stops by a bit. W copy trade. Yeah, like you see, this is why you wanted to trail aggressively. Okay, break even now. And I'm out for break even. So this is why you want to trail aggressively, or you keep your take profit small, or you reduce your risk. Right, for the reasons I mentioned, even though we are in an imbalanced state of delivery because we've broken above value area high, you're not going to get a large explosive move. So yeah, this is out for break even and +1 on props. I don't think, yeah, fine. And this is why, a lower risk to reward tends to be more favorable on prop firms, because you don't, generally speaking, you're going to get a higher win rate. And a higher win rate means you reduce your risk of ruin. With the max drawdown and the trailing drawdown, that's always good. In a nutshell. But yeah, now that's the only good trade. Now the market is likely going to just shit the fan and balance out of here, right? We have this, you still have this high, and then this is pretty much the low over here. These are internal levels, but they're insignificant. They're irrelevant, right? These internal levels are irrelevant because even if you take this short, you're coming into volume point control. So there's nothing there. And you don't want to take it long again because CVD has shifted bearish again. So when you're looking at the M12, right? Delta has shifted bearish. Like it was bullish for like a really short time, but now it's closed with a bearish footprint bar statistic. So aggressive sellers are clearly in control here. Sellers are in control, but sellers are coming into levels of support. So low probability, and you don't want to long because sellers are in control. But yeah, could just be one of those days, guys. Could just be one of those days. Is my left chart a tick chart? No, my right chart is. My right chart is 80 ticks. Left chart is the time frame chart. So this is because ExoCharts has a bug with the big trades. That's why that's why I used the left chart to cross-check the big trades with my range charts, because there's no bug on the time frame chart. I should have a bot that says that every like 15 minutes to stop people getting confused. Hopefully ExoCharts updates their shit soon, because like this is actually AIDS. Because not only are their big trades broken, but their candles are also broken as well. The candles, when you have large expansion moves, the range chart doesn't print properly. Like for example, this candle over here on NinjaTrader, it was actually 3 candles. Wow. So yeah, this single candle encapsulated 3 candles on the normal charts. So yeah, ExoCharts better fix their shit, boy. Before we have issues. W copy trade. Nice one, George. Where's my money? Give me my change. Give me some change, mate. If you're using a group chart on NQ, should I group ticks on ES? I don't need to. More for my footprint, it depends on the time frame. It depends. For my 12-minute footprint chart, I just have 25 ticks per row. Yeah, 25 ticks per row. So that's around 6.25 if my math is correct. Hold on, is my math correct? Yeah, 6.25 ticks. Oh no, 6.25 points per row. So the way you view this, or the way you read this, is pretty simple, right? Like you see each of these levels, each of this bar, because I have 25 ticks per row, they represent 6.25 in points. So from this low is 29265, and you should add on, yeah, it's around there, 6 point something. On 80 range, hold on, let me end this poll because it's in a way. A 100% for yes. I guess I'm streaming tomorrow. If using a footprint, okay, on 80 range. Let me see. Should I group ticks? I don't know, it depends on... It really depends on... I wouldn't use footprint charts on 80 range, to be honest with you, just because of how fast it moves. You're going to have a hard... Like, you can use delta clusters, and they give like a much more easier way to view them, because you could just see from the bars. Hold on. What did I do? Yeah, because you could just see from the bars. But I would still stick with big trades. Yeah, I would still stick with big trades. I wouldn't use footprint charts, but you can group it, and I would do maybe 10 ticks per row. It depends on how precise you want to be. I personally don't use it, so I don't know for sure, to be honest. But I would do 10 looks good. You don't want too you don't want too many bars, but you also don't want too little bars. So maybe 5 ticks per row. Let's see, 5 ticks. Yeah, 5 ticks is a bit too much, but it gives you more precision. The lower ticks you go, the more ticks you group together, the less precision you have, and the less ticks you group together, the more precision you have per level. Because, you know, if you have 5 ticks per row, or let's do 4 ticks per row, then each row represents 1 point in price movement. Whereas if you have 8 ticks per row, then each row represents 2 points in movement. So the bars are going to reduce by half. But I would do maybe 5 to 10, and then you just mess around and see personal preference, really. But I would highly advise against doing footprint chart for big trades. Would highly recommend against it. Bro, I need like a toilet break again. Holy shit. I've been drinking so much stuff today. Had this caramel protein latte from Starbucks. Got this, how many? 500 millimeters of protein shake. Right, 500 millimeters of protein shake in here. I've downed like 5 water bottles already. My bladder can't keep up. My bladder cannot keep up. But yeah, like I said, guys, when you have this type of stuff that happens, right, this large unexpected volatility move, you're going to... It's going to shut the fan. Bro's hydrated. Yeah, I have to be. I used to drink electrolytes as well, because I go sauna every day in the morning. I still do. But electrolytes, it just has too much sugar. I've been meaning to find like a better brand, a better alternative, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But by the time it hits like 12 p.m, I should have downed maybe 1.5 liters or 1 liter of water already. So yeah, I always aim for maybe 2.5, 3 liters because of the stuff I do. And also I drink creatine. So if I don't overdose on water, my lungs are going to probably just die. Lungs, liver. Yeah, my liver is going to die. Nothing there, nothing there. Right, it's shitting the fan. Gonna give it a couple more minutes, maybe 10, 15, 20, and see if we get anything else. But for now, like, this is the level. And in matter of fact, let me make it even more clear. Let's hide this, and then hide this one. This is the level. Anything in between, low probability. You don't want to entertain it. You don't want to entertain anything in between here. It's going to shit a fan and you're going to get fucked. Creatine made my face bloated. Looks like good drawing. Does it actually bloat your face? I feel like my face is fine. Let me see. No, I feel like my face... I don't know. I haven't seen bloated with my face. I've only seen... I've only gotten like acne spots from it. But that was from some protein powder that I took. But I don't think creatine has made much difference for my face. At least I hope not. And yeah. Okay, forgive me guys. Toilet break again. Fuck it. Okay, we're back. Back from toilet break. I do apologize. I am back. By the way, don't you like traveling abroad? Abroad? Yeah, I do. I think everyone likes traveling abroad. I just haven't had time for it yet. Been working and building on a couple of stuff. But yeah, I need to get out of the country soon. I think the last time I was out of the country was maybe in March. But since then, I had my last final uni exams and then I graduated. And then after uni, after graduation, I've just been building stuff. Working on a couple of things, trading. So I haven't had much time to travel, to be honest. Hopefully I start traveling soon. Yeah. Maybe for my birthday. In November. Maybe go New York, maybe go elsewhere. Who knows? Yeah, I don't really like... when I travel, especially to like Asia, it's such a pain in the ass to trade. The time zones are literally just messed up, fully messed up. So anywhere I go, I ideally want some good trading time zones because I trade full time, right? I trade every single day when I can. I don't want to be trading like flipping 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. Especially in a country with really good nightlife. Like most Asian countries. So yeah, I've just been putting it off, but I will start traveling again soon. CVD is pretty flat now. CVD is flat. Hopefully tomorrow we get a better price action. But, you know, today, break even, plus 1 hour, or break even. Not the best, but you can't complain. Can't complain. Come visit my city, Udaipa? Did I pronounce that right? Udaipa? Whoa! This shit does look good. Wow, you got nice castles and shit. What the fuck? That's pretty sick. Maybe. Maybe I'll come visit. There's a couple other places I need to visit as well. Need to go visit my relatives. And then maybe go Korea, Singapore, Japan. A couple of countries that I want to get off, ticked off my list. Just spam the countries. I will let you spend a single penny. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But don't worry. If I ever visit you, it's all on me. It's on me. Right, so, you know, shit has shut the fan. The price action has shut the fan, guys. I don't know if you've taken anything else. Come visit my ancestral homeland in Osaka. You're not Japanese. Are you Japanese? What the fuck? You're mixed. Oh, let's see ES. Let's see if ES has any difference. ES tends to be better for rotational plays. ES does tend to be better for rotational plays. But, you know, when you're just like this. Yes, Korean and Japanese on white. Bro, I do not know if you're lying or not, because you look white to me. No way you're Asian. That's kind of cool. Yeah, ES looks the same. ES looks like it's also shut the fan. So nothing there for ES. Nothing for NQ. Let's see what 11 AM opens up for us. See if there's any good. Remember, guys, like the stream and join the Discord if you're not in it already. We'll be doing some giveaways. We'll be doing some giveaways. The price has absolutely shut the fan. So yeah, tomorrow, good chance I stream. Good chance? No, I will stream. Yeah. Tomorrow, I'll be streaming tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. Wednesday stream. Usually Wednesday, statistically speaking, is a good day for me, so hopefully we get some nice bangers, but no guarantee there. If the market is still playing within like this overall balance range, then we're better off, you know, just fucking off. But yeah, let's see what tomorrow brings us. I will be streaming tomorrow, so make sure you tune in for that. And we'll also be streaming on Thursday. And soon to come, we'll start streaming New York PM session on Wednesday. So yeah. But now it doesn't look like much is happening. So gonna close out on this stream very soon. Let me know if you guys have any final questions before I close out. Let me know. Drop your questions in chat, buddies. Drop your questions in chat, buddies. Yeah, not solid stream today, to be honest. Solid session. We didn't lose as much. It was good with risk management and +1R. Give or take. So yeah, looks like we're just gonna play around here. You know, there's no opportunities there. And yeah, if there's no questions, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. If you're still trading this, and you're trading New York PM session as well, trade safe, don't give back any profit. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow at the same time, 2:15 PM BST, 9:15 AM EDT. It should be 1:15 p.m. UTC. And yeah, I shall start.